Monday Night Football, baby. We're here.
There's only one other good play on Minnesota.
Touchdown in 46 seconds. Punches back. Touchdown.
And we're back for a little NBA hardwood action here as the complainers come out of the woodworks, DC. I mean, geez, I might want to try bringing the show to like 5:15 and extend it to 5:30. Who knows? We might get to up to lock one of these days, you know, just to hear the complainers come out of the woodworks.
No mercy from the chat. Although I will say, one or two complainers and then everybody else defending us. So, we appreciate the support. And, God forbid, JSU, that you're 15 minutes late to the show because you're at the doctor with your pregnant wife. I mean, how dare you? You can't
which is actually exactly what happened. So forgive me for my wife's sins of being pregnant and needing multiple doctor visits per week as she is close to her due date. So forgive her for her sins and having to need to be closely monitored. But in all serious, it is my fault. I was running late. We had a doctor's appointment. So that's just going to happen from time to time. We've got multiple doctor's appointments every week until this baby comes out, DC. So I can't say it won't happen again because it might. I don't know.
Yeah, well, I don't go to doctors, so if we're late from a doctor's appointment, we'll know which side it's on. So
yeah. DC was like, "Oh, you came from the doctors? I haven't been in 20 years."
Hoping to make it another 20, to be honest, JSU. We'll see if we can.
Hey, man, as long as you're feeling good, good luck to you, brother. I'm glad you're feeling healthy. So thank you very much. Appreciate the congrats, man. Ricky, appreciate that. What's going on, Jake? Good to see you. I saw a bunch of you guys having our backs. We appreciate you. It's only a couple downers in here, and they go quiet when they hear the actual reason why, because they can't actually say anything to me when I actually give the reason. So not that I needed to give a reason, but
it's not like we short the people. Yeah, we start a few minutes late, but you still get your hour of DFS talk. So it's all good.
We're not going to short you on this. That's the one thing they should never worry about is us shorting anyone on a show because they know when I'm on, I'm just going to blab. So you guys are good. We won't short you guys an inch on this NBA Hardwood show. I promise you. But let's smash the like button on the video here. If you enjoy even the late show, if you enjoy it, let's hit the like button. We appreciate everyone. The Bills. No excuses, he says. No fucking excuses. All right, the Bills.
No excuses. They like champion. I like it. We
Waddle to the Broncos thoughts. DC, you're a Denver guy, aren't you? You're a Denver guy. You like Waddle to the Broncos?
I do like it for the Broncos, but no, I'm not a Broncos fan. No,
but you're in Denver, right?
Yeah.
I mean, that's a pretty good pickup right there. Jalen Waddle to go with Cortland Sutton and Pat Bryant, RJ Harvey. They're getting some pieces.
I feel like
over in Denver.
The Waddle Sutton combination is like a perfect complement to each other, right? Sutton's like the contested catch, physical dude, and then Waddle can obviously shred over the middle. So I like
that Tyreek Hill and Waddle wasn't like a great combo, but it didn't feel like they complemented each other as well as like maybe they could have. Yeah. As weird as that is to say, but it does feel like Cortland Sutton and Waddle are like a perfect combination to crush. And I like the young guys. I think Pat Bryant's talented. I think Troy Franklin's pretty good. So they got some depth over there. I like what Denver's doing. It is an interesting trade. I don't like it for my best ball shares because I do think it might hurt the upside of both Jalen Waddle and Cortland Sutton to an extent. So
how many NFL best balls have you drafted?
Do you want the real answer or the fake answer?
No, I want the real answer.
I think I've drafted like over 200 drafts so far.
Oh my God. Those are all
it's only March, guys. It's only March.
Those are like all fast drafts too. Like you're.
Oh yeah, I can't do the slows. I'm trying to catch up to Davis Maddox. Said he was going for like 3,000. I'm way behind, but I'm trying to get your boy Maddox. I'm trying to stay with him as best as I can. The true grinder, Davis Maddox, in the best ball streets in March. Maybe I can get to like half of 3,000 and be like half of Davis Maddox at the end of the day. That's a goal. But I'm also drafting the MLB ones, DC. So that takes, I would say, a little more time in a way than the NFL ones, because the NFL ones, they go faster. More people auto, I think, on NFL. So the drafts kind of, once they get into it, they start to move quicker. But yeah, it is what it is. I'm a ball junkie.
The baseball drafts, they take a while. It's a
grind. The baseball,
it's like a full hour, isn't it? It's close to a full hour.
It's got to be a full hour. And on top of it, waiting for them to fill. Like if you don't catch them when they're 8 or 9 deep, when you get in, you could be waiting there like a decent amount of time to fill it. So yeah, it's interesting. But I got a bunch of your boy Kevin McGonigal or whatever his name is. So we'll see what happens. I do not love the Chase Burns news, DC. What talk me off the ledge here a little bit. Should I be opening up my window and hopping out?
I don't have a ton of them, but he'll be up. I think a couple weeks. I think his like mechanics is just not locating the ball well, but the stuff looks fine. I wouldn't be too worried, but yeah, not ideal.
Yeah, definitely.
But our guy Nolan McLean for the USA WBC tonight. I'm excited to watch that. It's going to be an awesome game.
I got a ton of Mr. McLean, so hopefully he can be dragging. If he has a good performance tonight, DC, I won't like it because then people are going to start just being way aggressive on him. But
what I'm kind of hoping for from a fantasy perspective is I want the stuff to look awesome and the result maybe not to be the very best, right? Because that's the kind of the thesis, obviously, is I think his stuff's going to be way up, but people draft on results. If he gets hit hard, he'll fall in drafts for sure, one way or the other.
Yeah, waiting to fill sucks. And there are people that, if they don't fill it in a certain time slot, they'll like hop out. So you'll be like, oh, I think we're getting close. And then all of a sudden, like 2 people jump out. You're like, shit. Because they probably like hit their window. DC, you like this kid for rookie?
Not as much as McGonigal, but I like him a ton. Yeah, he's going to be good.
What's his position? Is he a catcher? Is he a first base? What's his
second base? He'll be the Cardinals starting second baseman.
Okay. Because I know you said be careful of some of these catchers and stuff in the best ball streets. But all right, I'll have to look for some of him here. But that's that. So held y'all down, JSU. We don't roll with the Stoke. Yeah, that's right. I mean, we don't have to shame, other sites. We don't really care about that shit. But at the same time, people that are just trolling, those type of people that are just trolling, they'll still listen though. Don't worry, they'll still listen, bro. Trust me. All those people saying, "Oh, Stoke, we're waiting for our Stoke." They got both shows on. They're listening to all the takes. Yeah, so fuck them. I don't care about them. But everyone else can hit the like button on the video. Those guys can hit the dislike button or whatever they want. DC, we got a bunch of NBA to talk here. 6 games on this slate, obviously. Did you catch any of Kevin Durant post game? The dismayed Kevin Durant. Did you see that?
I just saw someone like put a paragraph long quote on Twitter that I saw, but I didn't see
about like running to the corner and like setting screens and stuff.
What I saw was like he's like kind of like he's got a chip on his shoulder, right? He thinks he's like disrespected is what it kind of came across. What I saw, but I didn't see the full interview.
Yeah, it's just it's crazy. It's KD. We could spend a show talking about KD and all his shit going on right now, but that's all right. We don't need to do that. Yeah, people complaining about a free show is just starting.
Are you a KD fan? I'm a KD fan. I like that he just like seems real. Like
I am a KD fan. I am a KD fan from a pure basketball standpoint. I don't know how I feel about all the burner stuff. Like if he was real, he'd just say it. He wouldn't need no burners. He wouldn't need to be disrespecting people on burners.
Yeah.
Like, disrespect them. You want to go tell your teammates that they suck or they're not giving a lot of effort? Go tell them. Be a man. Don't hide behind your burner, bro. You make millions of dollars and you play in the NBA. You don't need that shit.
That's a fair take. I guess kind of what more meant was like he just is like he's like flawed, you know. He's not like trying to be.
Yes. Well, I get what you're saying. I'm just saying if you're real, then you're not hiding behind burners on Twitter, and so you're not even like wasting your energy. You're like at a certain point, you're just like, if I want to say something, I'm going to say it, and I don't care if it hurts someone's feelings. And at his point in his NBA career, he should be able to go and tell Jabari Smith, like, if Jabari Smith's fucking up, you should be able to go just tell him that.
Yeah.
But nowadays, DC, all these kids are probably so mentally weak that they can't handle it. So KD's probably like, I have to hide behind my burners and make fun of these kids because they definitely can't handle it. But even he can't handle it sometimes when people talk shit about him. So that's what I don't like about players in general is they want to give the heat, but they can't take the heat. So then they go hide behind burners. That's not the way. If I was to give Kevin Durant one piece of advice, that's not the way. You take the heat. You can give the heat back. I respect that. I love when someone says something about him and he just claps right back. That's okay. But then to go and do it behind hidden burners, I don't like that.
Just the basketball aside, the general human trait of giving out heat but not being able to take it yourself. That's a bad one to have. You don't want to be that person, right? If you're gonna dish it out, you gotta be able to take it like a man too. So I'm with you there.
That's right. I mean, it's gotta be. And as a basketball fan, though, I love KD. He's smooth. His game is smooth. It's great to watch. Yeah, I can't talk shit about him from an actual basketball perspective because, like, let's be honest, people can make the case that he's like one of the greatest scorers, maybe the greatest scorer ever in basketball. So I don't know if you would make the case. I don't know if I'm going to make the case, but like, I think people could make the case from a talent scoring perspective.
I mean, all the numbers bear that out. He's like one of the best shooters ever. What is he? Top 5 all-time scoring. I mean, yeah, he's
in everything with KD's game. This is what I respect the most. It looks effortless.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like everything he does, it looks effortless. Even as he gets older, it still kind of looks effortless to him. And he plays all these big minutes. That's impressive at his age, how many miles he's put on, the tread and stuff. For him to still look kind of effortless when he plays the game, that's what I respect the most about KD's actual game.
The consistency, right? Like when he's on the court, I mean, he's just every night he's kind of bringing the same game efficiency. Yeah, he's awesome.
CW, have you heard of Bam? LOL. That gif where someone says that's bait, DC. You know that's bait gif. That's what that is right there. CW is trying to bait me right now into the Bam. But guess what, guys? Bam's doubtful tonight, so we don't even have to listen or talk about Bam other than to say he's gonna be out for tonight. So I feel good about that, DC. So all right. Let's get into this slate here. Like I said, 6 games to talk about here, 7 to 8 o'clock. And we start with OKC and Orlando. Back to Orlando here on a back-to-back here, back end of a back-to-back, where my boy Desmond Bane disappointed my lineups last night here, DC. But now he gets probably one of the tougher matchups on the board with OKC in general. But you would think competitive game. Now, again, it is a back-to-back for them here, but I don't know. Like Orlando to me as a team looks good, but the problem is sometimes all the stuff gets kind of spread out, and that's kind of what you saw last game. Is very spread out, which is annoying. But I still think some of these guys have upside. This maybe is just not the spot, DC, unless you can talk me into it. I do think it could be competitive, which is a good thing.
Yeah. Just it's too many mouths to feed really on both these teams for the most part, I think. And there's some value on this slate that I think is almost like must play that we'll get to. So I'm with you. I mean, I'm not super high in this game. Nobody's playing really much of anything from this game. I do agree with AJ Mitchell though being really solid value at 5K. I mean, people don't like playing these bench players, JSU, and I get it. But like for someone like Mitchell, like Naz Reid is this way, even Jaquez for Miami, if they always get their 25 to 30 minutes, it doesn't really matter if they're coming off the bench, right? Like if the minutes are there regardless. I mean, a lot of bench players, obviously their minutes are volatile, but it's not really the case with someone like AJ Mitchell. So yeah, I'll take my 28 minutes at 5K. I mean, he's awesome, great scorer. And yeah, I mean, I just don't think there's like risk there that I think maybe the field sees to some extent. So he's my favorite play in this game. I agree with the high projection there. And then I think any of the Orlando guys are fine. Suggs, Bain, even Banchero, but they're definitely not my favorite plays on the slate.
Yeah, I love the AJ Mitchell take. I think he's really good. I've been talking about him all year. So I'm kind of with you. I feel like he's a safe play, DC. Like, I don't know with all these guys in, I don't know if he's got like the massive upside.
I think he does because he's a scorer, right? Like he can get hot.
Right. But I think like 35, which is great. Like, but I think like that's kind of might be where it caps out a little bit. But still, I mean, if he gets you, 28 to 35, somewhere in that range, you're happy. Yeah, you're happy. So I wish that Isaiah Hartenstein was out. Man, Jalen Williams, to me, every time I watch him play basketball, he looks so much better than like Hartenstein. When Chet's off the floor too, and he gets to play with just him as the big. He's a very good passer. He plays really well at the top of the key. He's been hitting that three this year, I think a little better in a lot of these games here. It's just when Hartenstein's in and Chet, it's just impossible with the price tag so high. So it sucks. You can't play him. I think Cason Wallace's price tag is even up a little bit too much with these guys back. Yeah, I think you're right. I think really the only play on OKC is AJ Mitchell. And I think on Orlando, I don't want to say go back to Desmond Bane. I feel like you could, but it's probably just not the spot to play these guys in this spot. So yeah, I'm probably out on Orlando. They don't seem like great plays here.
Yeah, my 3 to 5 lineups, I'm probably not going to have any Orlando at all. Is the plan right now? So we'll see. You can't.
Who would be the one guy from Orlando if you had to push one guy up?
Probably Suggs or Bain. I don't like the matchup for Banchero, but I mean it's a tough matchup all the way around. OKC is they're incredible and they're pretty healthy right now.
Mitchell's got a case for 6-man. He did miss a decent stretch, though. I wonder if that could hurt him. I don't know if that will hurt him. I haven't been really keeping up with the 6-man of the year award kind of runnings and stuff like that, but he should be up there. Honestly, he is a good case, I think, for it. So
yeah, I'd say him, Naz Reid, Jaquez would be three off the top of the head, but yeah, I haven't followed it either.
De Silva question here from Alvin. I feel like De Silva's a little too expensive. I know he had that one like game where he just like absolutely erupted for like 50 fantasy points, but I don't know if I want to pay 5-1 for him in this spot here. DC, any De Silva?
Nah, it seems like a little much on the price tag. I'm not really a fan of his anyway, so probably not. I think SGA is totally fine play. If he fits your team, I have no issue. And I actually like SGA more, in a little bit of a tougher matchup, right? This game should be close. You should see minutes, close to a minute ceiling from SGA. So I have no problem with him either.
Yeah, I'm with you. SGA, you can always spend up for someone like him. And I guess you can make the case on this slate, DC, with some studs out and stuff like that, you can definitely just make the case, hey, spend up for SGA and, see if you can get a ceiling performance from him. But yeah, I think this is more where me and DC are at. Xing out Orlando. I definitely don't like it here. Give me a pass. Go to Charlotte versus Miami. That's what I'm on. Yeah, Charlotte versus Miami could definitely have some plays here. DC, let's go to that game real quick. I already said at the top, Bam Adebayo, doubtful for this one with a calf. Nikola Jovic is also back after missing, I want to say about a month of action. So I would assume, DC, not that he's going to play a ton, but that's just an added big. He is 3,300 though. I wonder if he's going to, I would assume he's on some type of minutes limit, right?
He was like on the fringes of the rotation, even when he was healthy. Like he would get some DNP CDs when he was active. So I don't know. I mean, I don't think it's that crazy at 3,300, but I try not to play guys who I think have a reasonable chance of like not even checking into the game at any point. But you're right. He probably does get the backup 5 minutes behind Ware. I don't know who else they would use, right?
Well, that's what I was thinking. And that's kind of what they like to use him in anyways, is that like that role. But I mean, right now he's really not being projected for that. I think he's going to be limited anyways, DC. I would expect him to play probably like 15 minutes at most, probably would be my guess. And I mean, the guy that gets the massive bump would have to be Khalil Ware, just in general. I also think though, Tyler Hero, we've seen in spots where there's no Tyler Hero and Bam gets the bump. They do have Norman Powell back for this game. He's been out a little bit. Andrew Wiggins is still out though for them. So that does hurt a little bit, but I kind of like Hero in this spot and I like Ware, DC. Can you talk me off of those two? Cause those are kind of the two I really want.
I'm not going to talk you off Khalil Ware here. I mean, massive upside. He's had huge games in the past, right? He's an inconsistent player, but the ceiling for him is easily 50, right? He could easily get 50 in this spot. And for players who I think have a realistic chance of scoring 50 fantasy points and they're 5,900, I'm just always going to play those guys. So I'm playing Khalil Ware. He's the first guy in my lineup tonight. I mean, if you're fading him, yeah, maybe you play a Jovic or something. But I think the smart move is to start your lineups with Khalil Ware. So that's what I'll be doing. And the numbers too. He does share the court with Bam at times, but they go way up when Bam is off the court. His usage. So yeah, I think Ware is close to a must play. I'll call him tonight. But yeah, Hero I think looks good. Don't mind Jaquez off the bench, another guy that benefits without Bam out there. Even Powell at 6,600, I think, is a reasonable play. Played 31 minutes in his return last game. Yeah, I mean, not a perfect matchup, but I do like the Heat here. And also, JSU, like, they run a lot of stuff through Bam, right? He's kind of like a offensive pivot point. You can't really do that through Ware. So I do think, yeah, that makes sense for Hero, right? He's going to have to do more pick and roll stuff, right? Isolation stuff. I think that makes sense for me with Hero.
Yeah, it's just kind of like, Bam's been the guy this year. And now that he's out, I think it gives not just someone like Khalil Ware the massive step up, but also someone like Tyler Hero. So it makes sense to me. Norman Powell and Jaquez. I think I would go Norman Powell. Jaquez feels a little expensive to me still. I don't know about you. Like 6,400 feels, I don't feel like he should be right next to Norman Powell, and he is. So yeah. I think
it's a high price point, right? It's kind of the top end of his price point, and his role hasn't really changed. So I'm not super high on Jaquez, but I do think he's reasonable. But yeah, I mean, the Heat, I think you could play 2 or 3 Heat potentially.
Yeah, and I mean, hey, Jaquez can still get there. Like, he can still run good in that time. So I wouldn't like X him out. I just feel like, Norman Powell's, he definitely feels like more the safer play. Jaquez feels like the floor might be a little lower, but the ceiling might be higher, DC. I don't know. Like that's kind of the difference. So maybe Hawkins is like the tournament, play, whereas Powell's more like the safe, probably going to get you 30 fantasy points type of play.
I think that's fair. Yeah, Powell's a good scorer though. He can get he'll take on a bigger role here as well. So he looked good. Brandon Miller on the other side. We're Brandon Miller stands here. I can get down with that.
Definitely Brandon Miller stands here. And Charlotte's just one of those teams where, I very rarely play LaMelo Ball. His price tag does seem to be, it was kind of going up and now it's kind of staying where it's at here, 8,600. I don't know, DC. I forget your take on LaMelo, but I'm never on LaMelo in these minutes here. They're so just annoying. You go from like, just depending on the game, 31 minutes, 22, 22, 33, 33, 23. And I get some of it has to do with like game flow or foul trouble, but man, it just feels like it's nightly where Brandon Miller, you can reasonably get like an extra 4 to 5 minutes of ceiling, on top of LaMelo Ball with Brandon Miller. And I feel like they're very close. So I just always go Miller.
I've been off Ball most of the season just because of the minutes thing, like you said. I will say in his last 5 games, he's played 30 plus in 3 of them, 33 in 2 of them. That 22-minute game 3 games ago, he had 6 fouls. Like in foul trouble the whole time. They got kind of blown out a little bit by the Spurs last game. And again, 4 fouls. So it does seem like if he gets the ideal conditions, right? A close game, he's not in foul trouble, he's playing good, that the minutes can get, maybe into the mid-30s in an important conference game here. So I don't know if I'm going to play LaMelo, but I do think they're going to probably ramp him up a little bit to get ready for the playoffs, right? I mean, are they really going to play him, 28 minutes in the playoffs? I wouldn't think so. So
it'll be interesting because in my head, it's like, okay, they know he's always dealt with injuries his whole career, right, DC? And I feel like this is the first stretch in a while where he hasn't just been in, out constantly of the lineup. So maybe that's what they're doing. Maybe they're like just trying to limit his risk of, injury. And
which makes sense. I mean, it's worked. They've played better. So, but I still think they're going to have to ramp him up before the play. I mean,
it'll be interesting because they're still playing really well. So do you keep the same rotation or do you enhance the rotation? Obviously, it would enhance the risk of maybe getting injured, but in the playoffs, what do you care? You're trying to.
And also, another thing with LaMelo is like he's definitely physically capable of playing, 40 minutes in one game, right? Like he's not like going to get gassed out. Like some players,
ankles, bro. He's got those weak ankles. He's got those little scrawny ankles. So, but for an NBA player.
I'm kind of talking myself onto some LaMelo love. Big total in this game, 235.
Big total.
That's it.
Yeah, I'm definitely on the Miller camp, so I won't have any LaMelo, but I'm definitely going to play some Miller. Con Knipple seems a little overpriced for what he's been doing with everyone pretty much healthy. At least their main rotation of guys outside of Saloon, but that's not that big of a deal. Like Bridges and Diabate and White, Grant Williams, DC. These are kind of like their core guys with Ball and Miller and Knipple. And when all these guys are in, I feel like Con at 7,200 is just too much to kind of pay for. And then Bridges seems like a condom play, kind of like just very safe type of play, but a guy I don't click on a ton. And then Diabate is definitely got that floor, that low floor, but has a ceiling type of play.
Yeah. The more we talk about this game, I kind of like it for a little mini game stack if we can get value pieces elsewhere, because it will be expensive, right? Like Ware, Hero, Powell, the guys you want And then on the other side, it would be Miller, LaMelo, Khan. But I think you can make it fit with some value in this game. I think there could be a lot of points in this game. It's a big defensive loss for the Heat going from Bam to Ware as well. So I see a potential shootout in this one, honestly.
Yeah, I mean, here's a question here for MME, one of Powell or Jaquez. I'm okay with that. I don't think you have to make that rule, but I definitely want to play like two of these Heat for MME. So I don't know if you want to add like Hero and Ware and just say like, give me two of those four. I think that could be cool.
Powell and Jaquez, I mean, their minutes are secure. I don't think you need to separate those guys.
Yeah. Oh, you're saying like one of only for those guys. That's what Brittany's saying.
I think that's the question. I don't think you need to separate those two, personally.
Yeah. I think they could both get there. I personally wouldn't be hand building and probably playing them together because I feel like only one does.
Yeah.
But I'm with you. I don't think you have to make the rule 100%. So yeah, you meant no more than one. I got you. I mean,
the real question, I guess, just from like a game theory perspective is, are your lineups better if you separate those two overall, right? Your group of lineups, maybe they are, right? Because we wouldn't put them on the same lineup if we're hand building. So yeah.
The more I think about it, the more I feel like that's not a terrible rule to make, honestly. So yeah, good question here. 100%, another sick. I can just guarantee you the one show Big T is not coming on is the MMA show. So that's been discussed, and it is. So he goes on a lot of shows. MMA will not.
I think I have done an MMA show with Big T before, way back. It's been
maybe
5 years, but I think I did one.
I'm not saying he hasn't been on one. I'm just saying right now it's going to be tough. Maybe one day we'll get him on one, but right now it's definitely going to be tough for to see Big T on one of those shows here. But good game with Miami and Charlotte here, DC. I think, like you said, if we can find some value on this slate, it's going to make this game stack very, very interesting here. All right, let's go to a team that I don't love talking about here. Washington. We must have skipped. Did we skip over Washington, DC? We just went right to Charlotte.
Well, someone requested in the chat that we go straight to.
That's what happened. That's what happened. Yes.
We're men of the people here. We took the request.
Right. This is a good point. Big T has Golden Corral meetups on Saturdays. Let him rock. Golden Corral meetups on Saturday. That's too good. Yes, Metro Boom. That's right. We're man of the people here. MMA show Friday or early Saturday this week. Honestly, I am not sure when the MMA show is going to be. It could be tomorrow. I have no idea, honestly. We're going to do it early, though. I know that. I can't give you a day. As soon as I have a day, though, I'll let the Discord know, tweet it out or whatever I can do. But it's definitely going to be early. I just don't know when it's going to be, like, if it's going to be early Saturday morning, if it's going to be on Friday or tomorrow, but it'll be one of those days. We won't forget. I promise. There'll be an MMA show. So, yes. Yeah, I know. I always laugh at Spencer. Always has good stuff. Spencer's too good.
Keep it up, Spencer. I get a laugh every single time. So
every day too. He comes up with a different place every day. Some of the places, DC, I've never even heard of. He must be looking them up. He must be looking them up.
Eventually, we've been doing this for 10 years, JSU. We might do it another 10. You're going to run out of chain restaurants to list eventually, right? I mean,
then he's got to get creative. He's got to find mom and pop places. He's got to get really creative here. Let's see, Ware, Miller, DeSumo, 3-man core, pay up or not. I mean, I like those three plays, and we'll get to Minnesota in a sec, but I definitely like those three plays. So
me too. Yeah.
Dagger, that's not a bad way to start, I would say, my friend.
Agreed.
Yeah, Craven Culver's was yesterday, Jake. Yep, that was yesterday. So all right. Washington and Detroit. This game's in Washington here. Washington's just one of those teams, DC. I laughed so hard when I saw Memphis's rotation of minutes where they just all got like 23 to 25 minutes there. How'd that Cedric Coward chalk go? Like, just like all these guys that have no minutes upside for these tanking teams.
They do the same thing every game. It shouldn't be surprising anymore.
And did you see when they were like, Javon Small is going to be inactive? Like, oh, okay, so your best player is just inactive. Okay, cool. All of a sudden, Javon Small is just inactive. I hate Memphis. I hate Washington. I hate even talking about them. Look at this team, DC. I mean, like the projections are, no one is projecting well. I mean, maybe you can make the case for like some of the cheap plays, like, Julian Reese at 3,200, I think is going to have a okay projection. I think he's going to get some value. Those are the guys I think you can make like the case for, like him. I don't know. Do you see any other like of these cheap plays? Like, do you like Vucevic? He's 4,900 though. Feels too much. But do you like any of these guys like that are in the high 4Ks, or Will Riley, who's projecting for the most at about 5,100?
Nah, fuck the Wizards, man. I'm not playing any goddamn Wizards. They're just trash. And this is like the hardest matchup in the league going into Detroit. They're going to get blown out. And these guys are getting some ownership, right? I mean,
yeah. I couldn't believe
I feel way better about fading these guys when they're going to be owned than I do. Like when they're all super cheap, and if they're unowned, it's like, man, I feel like some of these guys got to get there. But man, at these ownerships, I'm not going to play many Wizards. Question about Paul Reed in the chat. I think he's kind of an interesting play with Stewart out and potential blowout. I mean, Duran should just absolutely feast in this game, right? So I'm off the Wizards. Detroit, I kind of just want to play like max of one guy, because this game could get out of hand in a hurry.
So it's funny that Jetty brings this up. Wizards beat the Pistons on 2-5, LOL. I was going to bring up how I can very much recollect the last time I saw this matchup, and I was like, yes, I'm playing Jalen Duran. He's going to...
You know what that means? They're going to smash him this game.
He's going to absolutely crush DC, right? Not only did they lose to the Wizards, but Jalen Duran was terrible in that game, played 13 minutes, and had 4 points. And
that honestly makes me like him way more tonight, knowing that.
I remember that going, this son of a bitch, he's in the nut spot ever. And he just like, they sucked. They literally, it looked like they knew they were playing the Wizards and they just took the game off.
I'm sure that's what happened. I'm sure that's what happened. And it's not going to happen again.
Will Riley in that game, I think, smashed too. I think he had like 40 fantasy points in that game. It was like, felt like it was the one time Will Riley broke like.
They definitely must have took the game off if Will Riley went off.
Oh, yeah, no, they took the game off for sure. It was a rough game to watch. I remember tilting my face off, but yeah, I don't want to play Wizards either. I don't want to play chalk Wizards. I think the only guy I would think about playing would be Julian Reese just because he's 3,200. But I want to play, honestly, I want to play like Jalen Duran or Paul Reed. Maybe Paul Reed's the better play. I don't even know. Like, we obviously know if this game stays close with no Isaiah Stewart, Jalen Duran is going to smash. I mean, if he doesn't play 13 minutes, DC, and he plays like 30 or 35, Jalen Duran is going to absolutely crush in the spot, or he should crush in the spot. Now, if he plays less minutes, then that probably means Paul Reed. That means they're probably winning by a lot. And two, Paul Reed's probably getting some extra burn. So I feel like one of these guys has to be good plays. Is that a bad assumption? Because I feel like I want at least one.
I like both. I think, going back to rules, I would probably separate them. They're not going to share the court very often. Couple stats. I mean, we all know Washington sucks, but in particular, dead last in the league in amount of offensive rebounds given up. They've given up the most offensive rebounds of any team in the league. They're 29th in defensive rebounding, and they allowed the third most shots at the rim. That's all Jalen Duran and Paul Reed, right? I mean, that's their game. So I I probably won't play them together, but I wouldn't be surprised if Durant smashed in 30 minutes and Reed got there in 18. I think that's
yeah. And this is the question, like Joey's saying. So if it's a blowout, wouldn't you want Reed over Durant? Yes, because you would obviously think like, okay, Durant probably plays less minutes, but also if it's a blowout,
Durant is probably smashing in a blowout.
Yeah, he might not get his minutes upside though in a blowout, which does suck, obviously, and might keep him from getting you the 55 bomb you want or whatever it is. But I don't know, DC, does 45 work? Like he probably could still get you like 45 in a blowout. But I do agree with Joe from the standpoint, I kind of want to play Paul Reed. I think it's a perfect Paul Reed spot. And I also think it's a spot where Detroit might let Paul Reed play a little bit more if he's effective, which I think he will be effective.
Yeah. Again, I like both guys. Real quickly on Durant, I mean, we saw a very similar game to this 2 games ago when they blew out Memphis and he only played 28 minutes, but he scored 52 fantasy points. If you actually look back at his game log, in most of their blowouts, he gets lower minutes, but he crushes because, it means he's probably getting stocks. He's getting all the rebounds off brick shots, getting, easy putbacks. Like the things that lead to a Pistons blowout are like all Durant points, like he's just crushing. So I absolutely love him tonight.
Yeah, and D-Mill says, can I stack Caden Durant or will I get screwed with limited blowout? I mean, you definitely could get screwed with limited minutes. And if it's a blowout, both those guys probably aren't getting you the ceiling. But if it's not a blowout, which I think if you're stacking Cade and Durant, you're just praying the game stays close, right, DC? That's all you want. Will it stay close? I have no idea. But
I wouldn't play them together, Cade and Durant. But if I was, I would play some Washington on the other side. They got to have a couple guys have good games for both Durant and Cade to get their minutes, right? Like,
yep.
Yeah. So,
yeah, Durant a pivot off of Towns, definitely a pivot. I think he's a fine pivot here. Spreads 19.5. Yeah. Here's the thing. This game is likely going to blow out. Like we said, the last game, this game is in Washington, but I mean, Washington literally has nobody. Their roster is a joke. I mean, honestly, the more I talk about it, the more I just like Paul Reed as a play. I think Paul Reed is a really, really good play here. DC, is there anyone else besides the bigs on Detroit you can get to? Like, I mean, Oscar Thompson feels a little overpriced. I never played Tobias. Duncan Robinson, not my type of play. Do you see anyone else?
I think it's the 2 bigs are by far the best plays on Detroit. You can definitely play those guys, right? I don't think they're bad plays, but just the matchup, how it sets up, I think clearly Durant and or Paul Reed are the best ways to go. So that's the way I'm playing Detroit for the most part.
I wish they were missing like a guard or two. I wish like I could play like a Sasser or Jenkins who is getting like decent minutes off the bench, but they're just, I don't think their minutes are as secure as I would want. Because
Jenkins is interesting. Jenkins is getting 20 minutes a night already. He's stone minimum 3K.
Yeah, and then they were playing Sasser though a little bit. It's like I would bet in a blowout one of them probably does get there, but they've got a lot of guards. Like they got Kevin Herter, Karis LeVert's back, DC, which he's been, I feel like, in and out of the lineup a lot.
You're probably right. Yeah, they got too many guys right now.
Yeah, probably not a good idea. But Towns, Chaos Durant, round 1 in the octagon, no shot. Towns like KO and Jalen Durant. Have you seen Jalen Durant walking around? Get out of here. That dude's walking right
you
through
called
him.
it out. You called it out earlier in the show, and then you fell for it. That's bait. Clearly bait from
I mean, you know what? I fell for it. You can't say that. That's disrespectful to Jalen Durant. We can't be disrespecting Jalen Durant like that. Can't be saying Cat's knocking out anybody.
Top tier bait. You got. It was so obvious to me it was bait, JSU. You got to be better, man. You can't.
You know what? I'll take that. That was obvious bait, and I fell for it. So Thank you, Mike. We know this. We know that's fact. Benair is just he got me. He
got you. Yeah, it is what it is.
Whatever. Screw Benair. All right, let's get to his New York Knicks here at home, missing Jalen Brunson for this one here. And that is going to push Karl Anthony Towns to be probably one of the higher owned plays on the entire slate, DC, or one of them anyways, especially as a spend up. He's going to be very popular here, pushing 30% on Saber. You got OG sitting at 23, Josh Hart at 37, Mikal Bridges at 23. We're back to the Mikal Bridges experience again. We just every time they sit someone, they push Mikal Bridges here. Mitch Robb questionable, I think, for this game. Outside of that, DC, I mean, what are we doing here? We've got, obviously there is some value that you could look towards in this game with no Jalen Brunson. And then you've got some clear mid-tier plays in a clear spend up if you want for the Knicks in a good matchup against the shitty Pacers team.
You have to like the Knicks here with Brunson out. I mean, why is Alvarado only projecting for 17? He's going to start, right? He's got to start.
Yeah, but Jordan Clarkson's been playing decent. Don't forget they got Kolak too. I wonder what they do with like the guard minutes against Indiana.
I think it'll be Alvarado. Okay. And I like him a ton if he does start. 3,200 for a starting point guard. He's a good player. Partly because of their size, he just can't play with Jalen Brunson. It's just too small of a backcourt. So you take Brunson out, and Brunson plays 38 minutes a night. It just doesn't leave a lot of room for Alvarado. But Benair doesn't think he starts. I mean, they could be.
I hope he doesn't start. Honestly,
you think
that makes Josh Hart a smash play?
Yeah, I mean, I like Hart, Towns, Clarkson. Bridges is the one I'm with you. I'm kind of lower on him, but I still don't think he's a bad play. I mean, Brunson's just a huge, usage minutes guy. So all these Knicks look good to me. I do like the Duran pivot from Towns, but I'll probably want, at least a couple other Knicks, especially if you're fading Towns. So yeah, I'm in on this team. The Pacers, did you see their injury report? It's like literally the entire roster is questionable.
The Pacers are a joke, man. It's just another team. Literally, we can't. It's hard to even discuss the Pacers because their whole team is legit questionable. Outside of Siakam, who I think is either out or doubtful. Yeah, he's doubtful for this game, and then everyone else is just questionable. So. We'll see. Best case scenario for the Pacers, DC, would be somehow we only get like 8 bodies. That would be like the best case scenario, is if they ruled out a bunch of guys and they only had like 8 players.
I mean, that's probably close to what will happen. But we just don't have any idea who the 8 are going to be. So
right. Yeah, it's definitely a tough side to break down. Pacers and Jazz, the 2 worst. Yeah, man, Memphis and Washington are really pushing. I mean, Washington's got to be like the worst team. I don't even know if is that debatable. DC, is Washington the worst team? Like, they have to be the worst team.
Yeah, they're the worst.
But from a tanker standpoint, like, because the Jazz still play. I feel like the Jazz still play hard. Did anyone watch Cody Williams on Sunday? He was awesome. Like, he's been playing awesome. Even Memphis at times, like, they play hard. Washington's got to be the worst. Like,
Washington is, they're the worst net rating in the league by a decent margin. So them, the Kings, Brooklyn, and Indiana and Utah are the top 5. That makes sense to me.
Does anyone have Josh Hart triple-double number in front of them?
Ooh, I like that.
What's an old Josh Hart triple-double? Here,
you gotta bet it before he gets to start at point guard too.
I know what I want to know, because even if they do start Alvarado, it's still super live anyways. So, but if he does just get the start and Jose doesn't, I'm gonna have to bet that triple double here in a second. But yeah, hopefully that's what they do. Plus 800 is the number here from Sleep Storm Audio. I like that. I like a little plus 800. It's plus 1,000 on DraftKings, Binair said. Shout out DK. 10-1 on DK Sportsbook, our partner, DraftKings. We love to see it here.
You can bet the triple double and King of the Court all in one go.
See, okay, what's my problem with that, DC? What's my problem? King of the Court. What's our rule with the mid-tier players?
Not a high enough scorer, right?
Not a score, man. You got to be able to put the ball in the hoop too. You can't just be the Josh Giddey triple double where it's like 16, 10, and 10. Yeah. Rarely gets it done, and that's what you get from Josh Hart. So I know it sounds good, and you'll finish like fourth probably, but DC fourth doesn't get it done, as I know. You know what I mean? From many times.
Second place. Second place is more your jam.
Second place is definitely my jam right there. Oh God, DC never lets me forget. But I did get a dub last time out. We'll just say that. Mitch Rob is in. Thank you for that. So at least that's something with the Knicks here. Could go big too, but Mitch Rob being in, 4,500 for Mitch Rob. It's kind of a solid matchup. I could see it with someone like him. I don't love like the Landry Shamet's that get 30% ownership, DC. That's where I kind of draw the line. Like I rather play Jordan Clarkson at 7, or even your boy Jose Alvarado, even though I don't know if he starts, but at 6%. Because I agree with you. I think he's a much better play when they're without Jalen Brunson than like anyone else. If Jalen Brunson is in, that affects him the most for sure. I at least can see a path to more minutes for Jose Alvarado.
I could be wrong, but I'd be surprised if Alvarado didn't get. I mean, I think he gets 25-ish minutes here. We'll see though.
Yeah, we'll see what happens. I think either whether he starts or not, I think he plays. He has the potential to play more minutes here. So, what about the top tier? Like for me, OG and Hart are like 1, 2, and I think right now I have OG 1, Hart 2, and then Cat 3 would be my rankings for the top guys. But depending on the starting lineup, that could flip, and it could be Hart 1, OG 2, Cat 3. What are you doing with these top tier guys? How would you rank them?
If Hart gets the start at point guard, I think he's the top guy pretty clearly. If not, then yeah, I think your ranking's right. OG 1, Hart 2, Towns 3, Bridges 4 is what I would do. But I mean, Clarkson, 3,500 for Clarkson here feels real nice against the Pacers. So I think he's a great value.
Uh-oh. Ryan doesn't like the pronunciations. They're killing him, DC. Oh. I can't say it's going to get any better, Ryan. I feel like we haven't even had some like hard names.
I don't even know who he's talking about for sure.
It's going to be really interesting when we get like an actual hard name that we got. He's going to really start to hate his life when he starts hearing the tough names start to get pronounced here. Maybe in a little bit. If McConnell is in/start, that's start. I'm assuming that means they start Alvarado, right? Maybe. I don't know.
Yeah, I think, Hart could defend McConnell. I don't think that'd be an issue. So, yeah. We'll see. I don't know for sure if you need to worry. Yeah.
Are we really worried about like the minutes for TJ? They're not playing TJ. Like, even when he's in, like, man, he got 28 minutes last game. That was good. But like outside of that, 20, 17, 18, 16, I guess we're just going to have to see if TJ's in, how many other guys are in is the problem with them. So yeah, like we said, the Pacers are a tough team to kind of talk about until we get the in or outs for everybody in here. He doesn't like the way you pronounce Josh Hart. Josh Hart. You don't like hot? You gotta have some hot. Hot might just be my favorite play on the whole slate now, DC. I might have to get some hot in my lineup.
I'm on board.
Me too. All right. Let's go. 2 more games left here. If you haven't already, guys, smash the like button if you love the pronunciations on this show, which I know 90% of you do. There's 10% that don't love it, but that's okay. Hit the like button and check us out, runpuresports.com. Don't forget, tonight, 10 p.m. Eastern time, Big T, Stevie Boynton, JBC, Gavin, these guys are going to be on talking all about March Madness, the brackets, how they're going to be going about filling out their brackets and everything like that. Most of you guys watching are probably filling out a bracket. I might even fill out a bracket. I don't even know what I'm doing, DC. I'm just going to be picking random teams, but Big T's got that $100 splash contest that I got to get in so I don't get shamed. So are you going to be filling out a bracket?
I might join the Big T contest, but I don't know. I'm full on baseball mode right now, so I'm not going to be watching too much college hoops anyway.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm full on best ball mode right now, so I don't know if I'm going to get one in. So
you got 3,000 drafts to do. You can't be filling out a bracket.
Yeah, Matic. If he gets 3,000 drafts in, I will be thoroughly impressed. That is a ton of drafting right there. But yeah, I got a lot of work to do, DC. A lot of work. Yeah. Okay. Alvarado starting. Was that confirmed?
I haven't seen. Yeah, it is. I just saw it. Yep, he's in starting.
All right. So DC, that's what you pretty much said was going to happen. Boom. That's in. Mitch Rob's in. So does he just jump up? Is he your favorite guy now that he's starting?
I'm definitely playing him. 3,200 starting point guard against the Pacers. I mean, come on now. Got to get Alvarado in there. Yeah, he's in my lineup. He's not coming out.
Yeah, I mean, I still like Josh Hart and OG, but
me too. Yep.
It would be him and then Clarkson for like the cheapies would be the two guys I would look at. I think so. Thank you for that news. And then we got the Giannis news, DC, which I kind of assumed he was probably going to miss here, but Giannis is out for this game, I guess. So we got that as well. So it should be interesting here. We're still waiting on, I think there's some other news for Milwaukee that we'll get to, but let's go to the next game here and we'll get to the Bucks in a second. Phoenix and Minnesota here. Phoenix obviously coming off of a tough game yesterday against the Celtics, and now they hit the Timberwolves in Minnesota, DC. A tough stretch for the Suns here, but they will get Minnesota without Anthony Edwards, who finally doesn't just get downgraded, DC, but gets ruled out. And he's ruled out for, I think they said a week or two or something like that. So Minnesota, I think Minnesota will be fine, though. They traded for some depth. I really like the way Bones has looked this year. Io's a good player. They got guys that can step up, so they should be fine. But DC, from a fantasy side, I know the matchup isn't like amazing, but it just makes all these guys way better plays when you pull out someone like Ant.
Agreed. And also Minnesota, most of their prices on DraftKings are at or near a season low, right? Naz Reid, 5,500. He doesn't go below that. Randall, he's more of an 8K guy. He's sitting there at 7,700. Jaden McDaniels, he kind of lives in the 6K range. He's 5,300, right? So all these guys seem discounted, almost even if Ant was in, but you take Ant out, you have to love Minnesota here. They'll still play well, I think. Obviously a big loss, but they're still a good team. You know, you're not worried about the performance overall. So, yeah, I love Minnesota. Io, I think, rightfully projects as the top value. He's hard not to play, I think, at 4,700, a good player who's going to get a much bigger role. Julius Randle, usage-wise, at least by the numbers, is the guy who gets the biggest bump usage-wise with Ant is off the court. That makes sense to me. But, man, I mean, I like their whole starting lineup and Bones. I mean, 3,600, if you need he's going to get some minutes. He can get hot. He can score 25 fantasy points pretty easily. So, yeah, I think I'll probably play, I would say at least 2, but I think you could play 3 or 4 Wolves as well.
I definitely think you can play 3 or 4 Wolves, even in a tough spot. I like Bones, man. Bones at what's he going to be right now? He's projected for 7%. He's 3,600. I mean, man, that's a good play right there. 7% owned. You're obviously going to get some chalk in the value range. We just said Jose Alvarado starting, DC. He's going to get very popular, very quick. And man, Bones has massive upside. Like, Bones is very good. I don't know if, he's obviously not going to get maybe the starters minutes type upside, but he's going to get enough minutes to where he can kind of push it to play a little longer if he's playing really well. And he has that ability in him too. I love what I've seen from Bones this year. The other guy that sticks out like a sore thumb is Jaden McDaniels.
Yeah.
At 5,300.
I mean,
I don't know how I don't play Jaden McDaniels at 5,300. Like he's a stud that doesn't get enough credit because he plays behind Ant and Julius Randle, and he defends the best player, normally the best like wing guy on the team on the other side every night. But he has the ability to get you 20 and 10. That's the type of player he is. He has that in him. So yeah, I like Jaden McDaniels a good amount as well. So like Bones, Jaden McDaniels are the two like mid-range and cheap guys I like. And I don't mind Io too. Io's kind of obvious to me at that price tag. I think you got to mention him. And then Julius, like I put Julius up there. He's a little cheaper than Cat, same spot or similar spot type thing. But I do like the savings from Cat. So, and Julius got a little alpha in him too when guys sit. So yeah. I like Randall. That's kind of what I'm looking at here. You got Randall, and then you got like McDaniels, Bones, and Io. Those are my four guys from this team.
Yeah, I mean, I'm with you in general. I don't like them quite as much, but you could definitely play Gobert or Naz Reid too. They're reasonably priced. So yeah, Wolves look awesome. But I agree with you. Randall, McDaniels, Dosunmu, my top three. Good with Bones and good with Naz and Gobert as well. So I think they are the overall best DFS team tonight.
Benair playing this game, one of my favorite values in this game. Try and find them. If I didn't find them, Benair, then unless it's slow-mo. If it's slow-mo, I'm going to throw up. Better not be slow-mo. Better not be. I hope not.
Yeah.
That'd be terrible. Hart or Bones? Josh Hart or Bones? How that can't be a question, but Josh Hart, obviously. Unless I'm missing something. I might be confused here. But yeah, that feels obvious. This is a question, right? McDaniels or Kuzma?
I'll go McDaniels, but I'm a Kuzma hater.
Yeah, I like McDaniels more, but I feel like Kuzma has more like boom upside, but he's also got more bust, I think, in him than McDaniels. I feel safer with McDaniels' floor, as crazy as that is to say. Haywood Highsmith. Oh God. Nope, not for me. Benair, not for me. FanDuel 4 Knicks, 4 Wolves. Yeah, I could play. I could mess with a lineup like that for sure, 100%. The Phoenix side, DC, any love in this spot for a Jalen Green, Devin Booker, Grayson Allen is doubtful. I do like that for like Gillespie too. I think that's a little more interesting when Grayson Allen's out. What do you think about like a Green bounce back or Gillespie here?
I'm fine with it. I think it's the scores that you want from Phoenix, right? Because they're missing, obviously, Grayson Allen, a high usage player, and then Dylan Brooks still on the sideline. So we have seen bigger games from Booker, Gillespie, and Jalen Green. I think those three are the three to look at from Phoenix.
Yeah, and Grayson Allen, it coming off the floor, I think is going to help for sure. So, yeah, I like Jalen Green in this spot. Yeah. Jalen Green's going to be popular, but 6,900. A lot of attention going to Devin Booker here. I think Jalen Green's a pretty good play here. And I think Gillespie is interesting for tournaments. He's not projecting very well, but I feel like Grayson Allen out would kind of help him as well. So I don't hate that. Who does McDaniels guard tonight? I would assume Devin Booker, but I could be wrong.
I think so.
Yeah. So that is Phoenix and Minnesota here. Last game on the docket here. We got Cleveland and Milwaukee. here. DC. We got Max Struss in for Cleveland here. They're missing Craig Porter. Jalen Tyson's probable. Jared Allen's still out. This team has not looked very good without Jared Allen. Now, they do get a pretty good spot here against Milwaukee in Milwaukee, and no Giannis for Milwaukee. So that obviously helps. You've got Ryan Rollins, who is downgraded to questionable. Miles Turner's questionable. Ousmane Dieng is questionable, not doubtful here. So you got a couple guys we're still waiting on. I assume one or two of these guys plays, though, DC. Maybe one sits, maybe one or two sits, but I feel like at least one of these three plays. Could be wrong on that. But what are you seeing from Milwaukee? Cleveland's been not as tough of a spot without Jared Allen.
Yeah, I think Milwaukee's interesting. I mean, if Rollins is out, I think Porter becomes an awesome play at 7,800. I think it would put perhaps Cam Thomas into the mix as well. Although his minutes have been
they hate him. They already hate him. Like literally after 3 weeks, they already hate him.
Yeah, never mind then. But Porter, I think is a really good play for Milwaukee. If Rollins, he's a fine play anyway, but especially if Rollins sits, and Kuzma, I mean, 5,200. He's probably a pretty good play as well.
If these guys are out, I think Kuzma and Bobby Portis have to be good plays.
Yeah, they do.
If all three are out, and KPJ. Like I think the whole team. I think you could make the case like 3 or 4 of these guys become really good plays if all three are out.
Someone has to score. They just don't have anyone else besides those three really to put the ball in the basket. So
KPJ revenge narrative. KPJ, I like KPJ. If you get Ryan Rollins out, even KPJ is probably going to smash.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, no,
it'd be a good
Milwaukee spot. It's the Cleveland spot, DC. What about the Cleveland spot? Because we should, in theory, like some of these guys.
I mean, I keep saying it with Harden and Mitchell, but when they're together, they're just not showing the upside. Harden has gone like 15 straight games without scoring 50 fantasy points. It's just not enough at 9,300. Like I just can't play him until I see him do it at least once. And even Mitchell is, he's kind of averaging around 40 now with Harden on the team. So they just seem too expensive to me still. Mitchell at 9,800, Harden at 93. Mobley, I think, is an interesting play here, but man, he's jacked up price too, right? At 8,800. I like Towns better. I like Jalen Duran better. So Mobley's my favorite of the bunch, but center is loaded. I mean, you got Khalil Ware there as well, so probably won't get to Mobley, but you can play him a power forward. It's just kind of a tough click tonight.
Mobley is so irritating. Was it Friday night? I remember we were on the show and I was annoyed because we loved Mobley in the spot, but I was like, it's so annoying. He's like not aggressive ever. Like he doesn't just go out there and try and like assert himself. And then he starts off the game. He's like 7 for 9 from the field in the first like quarter, DC or whatever. He was smashing, right? And I'm like, oh my God, we're finally going to get the Evan Mobley like 60 burger, right? And nope, he finishes with like 42 or 45 or whatever. And I was just sitting there so tilted. He ended up with 15 shots after taking like 9 in the first quarter. And I was just like, are you fucking kidding me? Like, this is just the classic Evan Mobley tilt fest where I thought he was going to be the nuts. We talked about him on the show, and then he just ends up, 42 was still fine, but like the way he was going, he should have had like 60 and then just like stalled.
The problem with players like him, who's, when they're not a great, like pure scorer, is even when they get hot, right? He gets hot, but it's all just within the flow of the offense. It's not like, oh, this is my night, I'm going to go up and put up 30 shots. It's just never going to happen. So their upside is their scoring up, real point scoring upside is a little bit more capped, where you get, like a Kevin Porter. Like if he gets hot, he could put up 45 real points easily, something like that.
It was a blowout too, but still it was just annoying. Like you only take 15 shots. Like, come on. Why are we only taking 15 shots? Like, So it's just classic Evan Mobley here. Mr. McGiblets wants to know when you're fighting Siege. I don't think that's ever going to happen.
Any day. I'm happy to step into the ring on a moment's notice. So I'm ready to go.
Joe A's got them all. Reed, Ware, and Mobley. All right. Reggie is here. That's right. He is. Yeah, people like Mobley. Mobley should crush. Yeah. He should, honestly. He probably is the play from the Cleveland side if you want to go there. But yeah, I think Milwaukee's going to be, when it's all said and done with the injury stuff, if we get a couple of these guys out, I think Milwaukee's going to end up being the more interesting side. It's just going to depend on when we get the news and can we pivot. Yep. Because honestly, like, we don't really like OKC Orlando. We do like Miami Charlotte. We don't really love Detroit Washington outside of the Detroit Bigs.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you can make the case to backload if you want to wait for the Milwaukee news and see what Minnesota does. I mean, I think we know what Minnesota's going to do, but just like see it. There's good spots late here to kind of save your lineup for DC.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, you really can't go wrong with too much Minnesota, right? Like all their guys are good plays. So yeah, I think backloading is a viable strategy for sure.
All right, let's get the ownership up here, DC. Let's do the anti-play here, and then the play of the day. We'll make sure we get out of here, get the content up for the members, runpuresports.com for all your DFS and sports betting needs. Don't forget King of the Court tonight over on DraftKings Sportsbook here. $5 minimum. Pick any player, any prop you want. If they score the most points, rebounds, and assists, you'll be splitting some nice bonus bets over on DraftKings. I think 1 million worth with whoever else bets said player. So fun day. Always a good day on Tuesday when we get the King of the Court, right, DC?
Absolutely. Best promotion in the book.
I can continue my hot streak of second place runs. I got more second place finishes than anybody in the history of DFS in King of the Court. It's not even a question, DC. I've come in second way too many times.
Bragging about that's worse than bragging about doing 3,000.
Is it a brag? Is it a brag?
It kind of felt like a brag, JSU. Yeah.
Well, maybe it's just maybe it's though because I was like emphasizing it because I'm trying to build myself up to get first. I got to get over the hump, DC.
You got to get that champion mentality, JSU. Stop getting second. Let's pick a winner tonight.
I hate being the first loser. Trust me. All right, who's the anti-play here? Who you got?
So I got to be honest. This list of chalk looks pretty good. I do like most of these guys tonight. So I'll scroll down a little bit and go with a Washington Wizard. Always a fun anti-play. Will Riley, 20% owned. No thanks. Actually, give me the whole Wizards team as anti-plays. I'm not playing it.
He said, actually, give me the whole Wizards team at the end.
Fade the Wizards.
You can't argue with fading the Wizards here. SGA Arcade, or should I avoid both? Well, if you make me pick one, I'm going to go SGA. But I think you could avoid both. Yeah, BG likes being anti all Wizards.
Feels good.
They should keep it as one. I agree with you. If you don't get the number one, you should lose. I'm in agreement.
That was the only way you're able to win. That's crazy that you want the solo winner, JSU.
I would actually rather fuck you, DC. I would rather bump the prize pool up on those days and then just give first place at all. But I get why they don't do that. But I would rather that. Wouldn't you, DC?
Is it a 3-winner tonight? 3 million, 3 winners?
I haven't actually pulled it up.
I haven't checked.
I got to pull it up. That's a good question. I haven't pulled it up yet. Yeah. We'll see. I'm not sure. Maybe someone in the chat knows.
2 million tonight.
It's 2 million tonight. Okay. Right. Very good.
Did you give your anti-play? Can you beat Will Riley? It's pretty tough bar to clear.
I feel like they're, I feel like I just give the same play every single slate, DC, and
it's gonna be with Cal Bridges, isn't it?
I feel like I've yet to be wrong in like 10 slates. So I feel obligated to give him, but I also feel it's like a cop-out in a way.
No. The people just want the truth.
Yeah, I mean, he is definitely my anti-play here. Just looking at these lists of other top-tier guys, I want to say Cat. But if Cat can't get it done in this spot, then
I almost said him too, but like realistically, it's kind of hard to argue about the spot that he's in, right? I mean,
knowing me though, I'm not gonna play Cat, so I just you can take him. Take him. I'm playing OG and Hart.
I'm not playing Cat either, so
you can take
we're aligned.
Yeah. All right. Let's go to favorite play of the slate here, DC. Who's the guy you gotta play in your lineups?
Favorite play on the slate. Talked a lot about him. Could be a blowout, but I'm going with Jalen Duren here. I love that you mentioned they lost to the Wizards, and he had those worst game of the season against this team. Little revenge spot for Mr. Duren. Going to put up a monster performance here.
It was the chat reminded me of the pain that I went through watching that game, because I remember watching the game. Whoever said it, just all the pain came back to me of tilting Jalen Duren and his
big fella's gonna be dunking on these guys tonight. I think we're gonna see a big game.
So my play is definitely I'm going right. Josh Hart. You got to have some hot tonight. All right. We got to have some hot. We're going with Josh Hart here. But I do think for a value play, the more we talk about it, I'm going kind of the opposite of UDC. I'm going to go Paul Reed as like a value play here. I think it's a perfect Paul Reed spot. It's a perfect spot for Detroit to maybe pull a few minutes away from Jalen Duren and let Paul Reed run against this shitty Washington team where he should be able to just out hustle the whole team and put up some good stats here. So I'm going to go the opposite of DC and go with old Paul Reed as a
one of those two is smashing. I'll say that.
Yeah. One of those two. Spencer, any Bridges love? Yeah, you won't find Bridges love here with old JSU. But hope you guys enjoyed this show here. Sorry it was a little late. We'll try to be on time tomorrow. Can't promise anything, but we'll do our best. Thank you for watching. Hit the like button on your way out. For DC, I'm JSU. Catch us over at runpuresports.com, and we'll see you guys tomorrow. Same time, same place. Till then, we're out of here. Peace.